That's 800-978-4812.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Good evening, my friend. You got me?
I do. I got you, buddy.
Man. Well, before we jump into this, let's go ahead and jump into our sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Coworking, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. So we got quite a bit to talk about today. Before we jump head over heels into the abysmal that is the abomination that is the College Football Playoff Committee and what they have totally done, or I don't know what the hell you want to call that. We can talk about that. We can talk about the College Football Playoff format, and what we could see going forward. We can talk about games that are coming up during that college football format. I have re-ranked the top 10. And then we can talk about the Jekyll and Hyde Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what the hell they did last Thursday, but it was not good. And I'm sure we can talk about some preview going into the Dallas Cowboys Vikes game this Sunday. So before we jump into Dallas Cowboys and some college football playoff stuff, man, there's been quite a bit of news across the board. First big news, Edwin Diaz signs a 3-year, $99 million deal with the Dodgers. Surprise,
Of course
surprise.
he did. Of course
Everyone
he did.
hates the damn Dodgers. They get better by arguably adding the best closer in the game. They suck. We hate them. They got better.
Let's just
suck, but
go ahead and give him Kyle. Go ahead and give him Kyle Tucker, top free agent on the market as well. Why not?
Yeah, it's looking that way. Now another Kyle, he was flirting with the Pirates, but he ended up re-signing with the Phillies. He's going to stay. He's going to stay there. He's a power hitter.
I am a fan. He's fun to watch.
I like Kyle Schwarber. I mean, he's a big reason for their big run with the Cubs when they went on their World Series run. Was it 2016? Was that it?
Indeed, yes. Yeah, they beat Cleveland, broke that curse. Streak, whatever.
He's a big reason for that. 44-year-old Phillip Rivers comes out of retirement and signs with the
Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
I mean, he's got 10 kids.
Literally, he's a grandpa. Literally.
Pardon my French. Dude couldn't pull out of a driveway, but he's going to pull out of a driveway and go to work with the Colts.
John, that was too good, man. You've been saving that one, hadn't you?
I've said that a few times about him. I forget who said it about him first, but I took it because it's true, man. He's a family man. He's a heck of a coach, apparently. I guess he's pretty close with Shane Steichen. His kid, Gunnar Rivers, is a really good quarterback prospect. I think he's a 4-star. I don't know if he's committed anywhere, but I know he's highly touted.
Hey, let's get Jason Witten. His kid's pretty good too. So
yeah, he's pretty good kid too.
He's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, get them on the same team. Yeah.
But
here's a funny story. I heard it this morning. I forget what station or what show I was listening to. His starting center, Tanner Bartolini, was 1 year and 7 days old the day he was drafted.
Hey, I got a more fun fact that I heard either yesterday or today. It's that Emmitt Smith, Tim Brown, and Jerry Rice were all in the league his first year. We're all still in the league his first year.
Holy crap, dude!
Oh
my God. Yeah. Well, Jerry Rice.
How long have Eli and Roethlisberger been out? Because those were the three big quarterbacks that got drafted that year. They've been out for a while.
I mean, wow. I forget that was the same class because Eli threw his fit because he didn't want to be in San Diego at the time. He threw his fit. Yeah. And he was up there like this, holding the jersey. I remember that. He was being a big crybaby.
Yeah. Phillip Rivers said, Joe Flacco, hold my beer and watch this.
Right. Next big news. Pete Alonso signs with the freaking Orioles. What the hell, man? Okay. I mean, whatever.
He'll hit about 4,000 home runs there.
Yeah, I guess that's why. I mean, there was another first baseman that signed with the Orioles back in the day, and it just totally tanked his career. You may have heard of him. He played for the Rangers.
Oh, Mr. Chris.
Yeah, he was
Mr. Chris.
He was never the same.
Crush Davis.
He was never the same again.
No, sir.
So that was kind of interesting. And then some Texas news. Chad Scott fired as a running back coach for the University of Texas.
If the rumors are true, I'm not completely upset about it because I hear who they're trying to get.
Well, so the rumors have changed since I wrote this, right? So Jabbar Jalouk is the guy that I was seeing early on. Now, those of you who aren't plugged in with college football, he's the running back coach at Florida. As you all know, Napier was fired, and they brought over Summerall from Tulane, and Tulane decided not to retain him. From what I've been told, he was known as the best recruiter on Napier's staff.
He's a fantastic recruiter.
He's got ties to Florida.
Has been for a long time.
He's got ties to Florida and Louisiana. In case you guys didn't know it, those are recruiting hotbeds.
And rumor has it that, if he entered the portal, that maybe their star running back Ball would transfer and possibly be looking at Texas. And that would be Texas has already lost a couple of good backs this year, and that would be a great compliment there. 1-2 punch with him and Trey Wiseman.
Yep. So you got that. And then another guy to look out for, and there was some rumors coming out today that he might be looking elsewhere, Stan Drayton. He signed a 1-year deal as the Penn State running back. Now, or running back coach. Now he's responsible for guys like Bijan Robinson, Zeke Elliott. Now he's a fantastic running back coach. He came over with Tom Herman to Texas, and he stayed with Sark, and then he took over as the head coach at Temple. And then, he was out of there in a few years, and, he was at, he didn't go far away from Temple. He went down to State College, PA, but that's a dumpster fire right now. Now I think they made a good hire, hiring Matt Campbell, but now they're saying there's a rumor out there that, God, what's his freaking name? The LSU guy. He was Frank Wilson. They're saying that he's a candidate as well.
I would absolutely love that, because I think honestly, he's an even better recruiter than Jaluk is. And he's got Louisiana locked down. Man, that would be I would be excited about Frank Wilson if there's a chance we could get him.
It's pretty clear that Sark wants a LSU or a Louisiana recruiter, because you had Bo Davis. You had, oh God, what's his name? He was a DB coach, and he left and went to the Saints. Oh God, why am I drawing a blank? Anyways, he was an LSU guy. And now they brought in Chad Scott. I don't think he was a fit. I think he was kind of hey, let's figure this out. I think Sark had to do a lot more recruiting than he wanted to. I just don't think he was a right fit. Personality wise.
Didn't we relieve the wide receivers coach of his duties as well?
I haven't seen that, but
Chris Jackson, wasn't that his
name? I've heard rumors that Jackson and Akina are a couple of the guys that might be on their way out the door. But it happens. And the biggest news recently, freaking Sherrone Moore fired at Michigan. For cause. Man, I don't want to get into that. Apparently what he did was, messing around with a young lady on the staff, and I don't know if he propositioned her or what was going on, but apparently it's bad, dude.
He was in some kind of relationship with a 19-year-old staffer.
That's not good.
And from what I'm hearing, and there is no confirmation to this, so don't quote me on this because I don't know for sure, but I'm hearing that there might be the possibility of a child.
Oh my God.
19 years old, and unfortunately he is a married man with two young children.
Man,
that would be very disappointing, and I'm sure the people in Ohio State are eating that crap up.
Oh yeah, Ohio State, and the way that they finally, Ohio State got the better of them this year, and then Ohio State, loses on Saturday night to Indiana. This is probably a consolation prize for them, watching them in shambles again for the second time in 2-3 years since Harbaugh left after the allegations of the, filming practices or whatever the hell it was. I forget what it was, signal stealing, whatever the hell it was.
The only reason that the NCAA didn't come down on them harder was because Harbaugh left.
Yeah, that, and they'll never give somebody the death penalty again after what they did to LSU or SMU back in the 80s. That was pretty bad. Also there's some portal stuff with Texas, as you're all aware. CJ Baxter jumped in the portal. He hurt his knee last year. He looked pretty good in the Ohio State game, and then he just didn't look the same after. Did not look like the same player. Wish the kid well. I hope wherever he goes, he does great. Don't want it, no ill will towards the kid. Best of luck to him. Trey Owens,
definitely
love the kid too. He was the embodiment of a Texas quarterback. He came in here. I heard that he struggled picking up the offense. That's why they brought in the transfer kid out of Troy. And then
I think it's clear that they're hoping. I think that Diabell, the 5-star recruit coming in this next year, I think they're hoping he comes in and picks it up pretty quick, and maybe he's the backup. Hopefully you don't have to use him, but maybe he's the backup.
Yeah,
he's a super talented kid.
And then you got the kid out of Saraland. He was a freshman this year. I think
the kid from Alabama, KJ Lacey. That's right.
KJ Lacey. He's apparently he passed up Trey Owens on the depth chart as well. So then you got defensive tackle Melvin Hills. He's a Louisiana native. He jumped in the portal. And then, of course, Aaron Butler. He's a redshirt freshman. From what I've read from Aaron Butler, he just didn't want to wait. Apparently he had drop problems at practice, which that's a reoccurring theme for our receivers from what it sounds like. That's why, as Bill was talking earlier, it's not looking good for the wide receiver coach, but we'll see where that goes. But I saw some stuff on TikTok the other day. He posted some film from practice, and people were saying, "Man, you do great here." And I wish, what could have happened? He's like, "Oh, you're telling me." The kids responded to people, and which tells you everything you need to know. Kid did not want to bide his time, so he's probably got somebody in his corner saying, "You need to go somewhere you can play." That's fine. He's a talented kid. Wish him well. Yeah. He's super fast, great athlete. Wish him well. And then the one that hurts the most personally to me, Santana Wilson, man. He's an Arizona native, but he's Adrian Wilson's son. Super athletic kid. He's another freshman. He redshirted this year. He's in the portal. I didn't want to see him go. And then another kid, big, huge mountain monstrosity, Connor Stroh. He's a local
he was
kid.
He was one of our starters this year too.
Yeah, he started. I think it was 2 or 3 games. Dude's got slow feet.
But you and I were on that. We were both talking about he's a huge kid, but his feet are just nah.
He just didn't move well. So
he'll go to some mid-major and kill it.
Yeah,
he'll go somewhere else and get coached up, and
he's gonna freaking wind up at SMU or something like that, or TCU or Oklahoma State. He's gonna wind up at one of these Big 12s here, Big 12 teams around here, and he's gonna have a good suit. He's gonna get drafted because he's big, he's strong. I think he's gonna be okay. He played tackle in high school. He doesn't have the feet for tackle. He's a guard. He's got to work on his footwork, and then of course. Guys that left earlier in the year, Jarrett Gibson and then Will Stone, those guys are already gone. So,
well, we're okay there. We're going to be looking to load up, I think, in the portal this year.
Yeah,
O-line and D line.
Yeah, I would imagine.
We also have some really good younger guys coming up. Justice Terry's. We're going to see some more of him.
You saw some flashes of him this season, man. You saw him make some plays against Georgia, man. That kid,
he's a talented kid, man.
He's good, and then, of course Anthony Hill's going pro.
Well, that's disappointing, but we expected that. Anthony, he's been a hell of a player for Texas for 3 years, and we kind of figured he wouldn't be staying longer.
Makes me feel a lot better that we got Ty Anthony Smith back there. He got his feet wet this season. Kid is a C ball, hit ball, and then we got Elijah Bo Barnes. He'll be ready. And then
the Atkinson kid coming in from the state of Georgia is a high school kid, and I think he's going to see the field pretty quick.
Yeah, he reminds me.
He's a lot really talented kid.
He's a lot like Anthony Hill. I just think he's a little more athletic than Anthony Hill was. You know who Anthony Hill reminds me of? And I listened to some of my guys in a Twitter space. I think it was last night they were talking about it. He reminds me. I'm not comparing him, but he kind of reminds me of Patrick Willis. He's a sideline to sideline linebacker, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to test like Patrick Willis did, but he's athletic. He makes tackles. He finds the ball. He gets after you. I mean, when you think about a linebacker, that's Patrick Willis, dude, and that's kind of who.
You give me Patrick Willis light, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna make a defensive coordinator very, very happy. If he can stay healthy, he's gonna make a defensive coordinator very, very happy. He's gonna be a back of the first round, early second round draft pick. He's gonna be very good. So,
yes,
there's probably gonna be a few more portal guys, and the other thing with this Michigan fallout, who knows? There was a couple guys that Texas liked that were Michigan signees. They're probably gonna have to release a couple guys. Malachi Lee. He's a big offensive tackle.
Texas was on him for quite a while. Yeah.
There's another offensive tackle that was there that's a Denton Ryan kid, and Sherrone Moore is an offensive line guy, right? So a lot of these kids went there to specifically play for Sherrone Moore, and then there's a wide receiver there, Andrew Marsh, that Texas really liked too. So
Any chance you think they might have done this? They might have known about this and they waited till after signing day?
I heard about this a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So so they knew about it. They knew about this.
They did. They wanted to wait till after, Ohio State. They didn't want any other distractions, right?
Which honestly, for these kids, John, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah, it is. It is. But they have the right to jump into the portal. When you lose a coach, they can get out if they want to. And the kids that sign their NLI, they can release them from their NLI, and we'll see what comes of it. But let's jump into some Dallas Cowboys, man.
Well, if we have to. This was
we really thought we were going to see a good game, and
this was not a pretty game. The offense once again put up 30 points, but your defense just couldn't slow Detroit down. I mean, you got they didn't turn the ball over once. You had Goff throwing for over 300. He only had one score, but he had three guys, man, that he just distributed the ball all over the place. Jahmyr Gibbs killed him. He only had 43 yards rushing, but he had 3 TDs in there, and then he caught 7 balls for 77 yards.
Yeah,
he's a killer in space. He's one of my favorite players to watch in this league.
Yeah,
he's fantastic.
People found them for taking him early in the draft.
And I get it, and they talked about they said they took Jack Campbell too early, and Jack Campbell's one of the better linebackers in the league.
That's true.
So Detroit knows what they're doing,
but
they had 2 other receivers that almost went over 100 yards. Dallas they couldn't slow them down. They couldn't get crucial stops when they needed to.
Yeah,
they got them in third. They got them in some 3rd and long situations. Still, Detroit converted. They had no answers. Dallas scored with them for a while. They really could never get closer than a touchdown in the 2-point conversion. Because Detroit would go back again and score because they could not slow their offense down. They could not slow couldn't slow Detroit's offense down. And Dallas's offensive line they were a sieve, especially Nate Thomas over there at tackle. He gave up Muhammad, who was actually in camp with Dallas at the start of the year.
Yeah.
I think he had 3 sacks. I mean,
this was his FU game. This was his FU game. You cut me, I'm going to show you, and he did.
And he just, literally, some of it, he didn't even like he got touched. He just went right around him.
Yeah.
So, Dak had a couple of picks, and
neither one of them were his fault, to be honest.
They weren't. Unfortunately, they go in his ledger, but
they do.
They were not. You were correct. But the fact is, you also CeeDee Lamb was having a hell of a game, and then he goes out with a concussion. And
George Pickens acted like he didn't want to be there.
They seemed to really key in. Detroit really seemed to key in on George Pickens after that and bracketed him. To his credit, Ryan Flournoy really stepped up.
He did.
He's been better this year. I think he's solidified himself as the number 3 receiver. Jalen Tolbert was a waste of a draft pick, and you traded for Leggett. Was it Leggett? Is that who you traded for?
No, it was freaking Mingo.
Man, Mingo. I'm thinking of Xavier Leggett. Wingo. He was a waste of a draft pick. You shouldn't have got him last year because you wasted draft capital on that guy who's done jack nothing for you. And you wasted it.
Yeah.
Fortunately, like I said, fortunately, Detroit is a dumpster fire overall. They lost their 3rd game in a row to San Diego. Jalen Hurts had a stellar game. Philly did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Philly had a stellar game. Jalen Hurts had a stellar game. If you're a Cowboys fan or a fan of any other team, 4 interceptions and a fumble. One of the interceptions and the fumble happened on the same play, which is incredibly impressive. 2 turnovers on one play.
Yeah.
His guys were putting up numbers. A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert all had good games. They didn't get in the end zone, but they all had good games with their other numbers.
Yep.
But you repeatedly, when you lose the turnover battle 5-0, you're not going to win very many games.
Yeah.
Just like Dallas. Dallas turned the ball over 3 times. Detroit didn't turn the ball over once.
Yep.
So, like I said, fortunately the Eagles lost. That helps Dallas. I still don't think we have a great shot. But the fact is, it's still a game and a half. If we somehow could have beaten Detroit and Philly loses that game, that's a half a game, and people's sphincters in Philadelphia are very tight.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy. Despite the Cowboys losing and the misery that caused. I do always enjoy listening to the Philly radio stations. Oh my gosh,
having a meltdown. They're ready to throw him off a bridge, aren't they?
It is so much. And I figured this out. I knew that where I'm at here, I knew that one of our guys was an Eagles guy. Well, we have another one. So actually, there's 3 guys now that are Eagles fans that I have to deal with. Oh, and I walked in Tuesday morning. I don't want to really talk football right now. I don't want to talk football. I'm like, oh, okay. I bet we'd be talking about.
They wanted to talk Friday morning, last Friday.
I bet they would talk if they had won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no. So yeah, I have to see. You see what I have to struggle with now on top of everything else.
That's a struggle.
Dealing with Eagles fans. One of them, which is also an OU fan, John.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's from Tennessee. He's from Tennessee, and he's an OU and a Philadelphia fan. I don't understand that.
I don't think that guy can read.
He's actually a really good guy, but I do have he does have some questionable judgment.
I'll take your word for it, man. Whatever.
No, listen, there was one other game that I was particularly focused in on because, as you well know, I'm going to marry into a Packers family.
Mm-hmm.
It does not mean I'm changing my allegiances.
I will pray for you. I will pray for you.
I just cannot talk as bad about the Packers as I used to. Now they played the Bears. It was for first place in the division. It was a really good game most of the game. Chicago got down there. It looked like they might tie the game late, and then a little interception by Caleb Williams sealed the deal, and the Bears got out of Soldier Field in Chicago in first place. So that's making that tie with them look a little bit better because Green Bay's a solid team.
Yeah.
And they and this so many times in their existence, they don't have a number one receiver, what you would consider a number one receiver. They have just some guys.
Yeah.
But they spread the ball around. They run the ball well. They play good defense. So, but that's a good recipe. And you've got some good teams in this league. You look at the AFC. It's clear that 2 teams, in my opinion, 2 teams are head and shoulders above everybody else, and that's Denver and New England.
Yeah.
Both a little bit surprising. They're both a little bit surprising at how good they're doing.
But again, nobody wants to play Buffalo because you never know, man. Josh Allen is magical.
He is such an X factor. Overall, I will say this about Buffalo. I think that their roster overall is kind of meh. Mm-hmm. But with Josh Allen, you never know, dude. This is a man that earlier in the season had 3 touchdowns. He had 6 touchdowns, 3 of them running, 3 of them throwing.
Yeah,
he can literally take over a game.
Yeah.
So and he gets he does. This was always the thing with me. A quarterback elevates the guys around him.
Yeah.
Even if they're average guys, they're not big name guys. I saw Rodgers do it. I saw Romo do it to a certain extent. Heck, he got Laurent Robinson paid.
Yeah.
Laurent Robinson never did anything before or after that.
Nope.
But Rodgers did it, and I see that now with guys like Josh Allen, and Mahomes has done it, and it's just that. How about that? That Kansas City has just an epic fall off this year from Super Bowl team last year, dominant the last decade or so almost, and it's looking like there's a pretty good chance that they're not going to make the playoffs.
I think it's hard to be competitive in the NFL, right?
Oh, incredibly. Yeah.
It's incredibly hard to consistently be competitive in the NFL. And I think it's probably just one of those years. And who knows? It might be next year Andy Reid retires and he rides off into the sunset as a 2-time Super Bowl winner. And, that's that. But anyways, when we get back, we can talk a little bit about the Vikings coming up on Sunday, and then we will jump into the College Football Playoff Committee and Hunter Yurosek, also known as Satan. That's what I like to call him because he has totally butchered this thing for everybody who loves college football. I'll just leave it at that. We'll be right back in a few minutes.
All right.
Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
All right. Before we jump back into it, today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Co-working, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. All right. So, Cowboys, Vikings, what do you expect?
Well, Detroit's offense is they're struggling, man. It's just JJ McCarthy. I don't. He's a talented kid, but there's something there. I mean, I think part of it, I think he tries to force the ball to Jefferson a little bit too much, and I think that's caused them some problems. But their offense is just, they can't ever really get a rhythm, can't really get in sync. Mm-hmm. Somehow I think they went from like the first team ever to being shut out to pitching a shutout. Granted, they played the Redskins, who are they're kind of in free fall mode. You know, there's no way Jaden Daniels should have been playing again this season. Yeah, they're a bad team, and they're risking injuring that kid permanently. There's nothing gained by that.
Yeah,
but Minnesota's defense they're always going to be dangerous because of Brian Flores, their coordinator. Brian Flores is a good D coordinator. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. He's going to try and disguise some things. If CD's back, I think that they're going to have their hands full. I really do. Because you can't double team both those guys. And somehow, if you find a way, I think Flournoy, you got Ferguson. I think you've got enough weapons to counter that. Offensively, Minnesota just they don't scare me. Yeah. I did hear something that they're going to be playing Logan Wilson more over Kenneth Murray, and thank the Lord for that. Thank the Lord for that, because Kenneth Murray has been he's not been good, man. There's no way to sugarcoat it.
I watched a freaking play against Detroit where they threw the ball and he was looking at the defender and they threw it right past him, and he turned around this way and the ball was already in the air behind him, and he totally missed the ball. And I'm like, dude,
he doesn't know where he's at.
No,
they say that Logan Wilson, who they acquired from Cincinnati, that midseason trade, the same day they got Quinnen Williams. They say Logan Wilson's going to start getting some more snaps, and thankfully so. I think Logan Wilson's a better player. I'm not saying he's going to light the world on fire, but it's going to be better than what Kenneth Murray was doing.
Well, I'd love to see Anthony Hill in Dallas.
Well, I wouldn't hate that myself. But
all right.
Well,
I think it depends on what Dallas we see. If we see the Dallas that we've seen the previous 3 weeks, Dallas has no problems. But if we see the Dallas we saw in Detroit, we're gonna have problems. So, all right,
that Detroit team was highly motivated because they're fighting for their playoff life too.
They are,
and so
Dan Campbell will have them ready to play.
Dallas did not bring intensity. I know we're gonna get off of this real quick, but they just didn't bring the intensity. Detroit was intense. They were fired up. They were ready to go, and Dallas didn't match that level of intensity whatsoever.
Yeah, I think one player was ready to play, and that was Dak. Nobody else was really there. So.
Fact.
All right, well, let's jump into some college football playoff stuff, man. As I expressed before the break, Hunter Yurosek, I am not fond of that guy. It might be
educate the folks for who that is, John.
He is the chairman of the College Football Playoff Committee, and he is also the AD and vice chancellor at Suey Piggy, Arkansas, which might explain quite a bit. So let's just kind of go through some of his rationale. All right. So he claimed, it's just mind-numbing, some of the inconsistent rationales. He claimed that Miami and Notre Dame were almost equal despite their head-to-head result early in the season. He stated that he didn't compare the two teams, just their losses. So they played head-to-head, and you didn't compare the two, but one beat the other.
Same record.
One beat the other one, but that doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So that forces him to contradict himself, that answer in and of itself. So I think Notre Dame was playing better than Miami at the end of the year. I think Notre Dame was unfortunate to play Miami early. I'm not saying Miami's not talented. They are. They're a talented team. They've got a great offensive line. They were more experienced going into the season because Notre Dame was starting a true freshman in C.J. Carr. I think that was the difference. And the defense wasn't playing great for Notre Dame. Now, the other side of that coin is Notre Dame hasn't played anybody with a pulse since Notre Dame and Miami. So let's start there. But, that in and of itself, we can talk about that in a minute, right? So I think Notre Dame was better than Miami. That's personal. Personally, I think that. But the last ranking, Miami leapfrogs Notre Dame, making them a college football playoff contender and leaving Notre Dame out. So in response to that, Notre Dame refuses their bowl bid.
Play like a champion today, as long as you get what you want.
Right. Play like a champion today, unless you don't get your way. Right. Which I disagree with. Right. I do not agree with refusing to play your bowl game because you're going to take your ball and go home. Maybe, right? Maybe
join a freaking conference.
Maybe you should join a damn conference.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an idea.
The part of that really there's two things that really bothered me about these rankings, and
there's a whole lot here. So, but go ahead.
One of the things was Alabama got blasted by Georgia in the SEC championship game, and how many spots did they drop, John?
That would be
None.
That's actually one. That's actually my next point.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I'm all for the mid-major, the underdog and all that, but you got two mid-major teams. They're about to go get their butts just taken apart.
Piss on them. I don't give a damn about G5 teams, mid-major teams.
They're about to go get their butts handed to them by Oregon and Ole Miss.
As John's high school offensive line coach would say, "Hey, coach, what if this guy's going over here? If you're zone blocking left, he's going right. Piss on him." That's what he used to say. Piss on him. Let him do it. He's taking the stuff out of the play. You know what? Yeah. In my opinion, you're a 2-loss G5 team. You have no business being in the college football playoff.
Fact.
Period. None. If you're an undefeated G5 team, okay.
Yeah.
And you're beating everybody by 2 to 3 touchdowns, okay.
Yeah.
Give them a shot. Right.
Yep.
Okay. So Alabama didn't drop in the rankings. They're ranked at 9, lost by 3 touchdowns to Georgia. That's this many. That's 21 points. to Georgia. They didn't punish Alabama they didn't want to punish Alabama for making the championship game, but they did punish BYU for losing to Tech in their championship game.
Yep.
Right. So go figure. We don't want to punish Alabama, but we wanted to punish BYU. Bless you, sir.
Thank you.
So then they go on to state Texas loss to an unranked Florida was a major setback for them. Yet Bama lost to Florida State in blowout fashion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Florida would later go on to blow out Florida State without a head coach. Without a head coach.
Yes, they did.
But he never mentioned that, right?
No. And like we've talked about for quite a while now, Texas beat 3 top 10 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 of those are still currently top 10 teams. The other was Vandy, and they're sitting where they 13, 14.
Yeah, they're right ahead of Texas. They moved up ahead of Texas.
Oh,
right?
okay. Well, they were one of the first teams out.
Yeah.
But so all 3 of the teams ahead of Texas beat.
That's correct. So the last 2 points here. Oregon got credit for beating Penn State, but Virginia's win over Louisville slid them down in the rankings. Go figure, right? Texas A&M wasn't penalized for struggling with South Carolina, but later said Bama was penalized for struggling with South Carolina.
Bama didn't get punished for anything.
They dropped Bama. I think it was 1 or 2 spots for their close win with South Carolina. A&M didn't move after a 30-point comeback win to South Carolina. They were down. What was it? 27-3 or 30-3? Was it?
It was 30-3. They were down 27 points at the half and came back and won 31-30.
You know, regardless, the College Football Playoff Committee failed us.
Oh, without a doubt, sir.
Their job is to put the 12 best teams in, and they turn this thing into a damn circus. That's the point. James Madison and Tulane got in. Tulane has no chance because Ole Miss doesn't have it. I mean, Tulane has no chance, and Ole Miss doesn't have a head coach.
They're going to be playing. They're going to have something to prove. Honestly, they're going to have something to prove. They're going to be playing pissed off. They're going to be like, "Fine, we're going to go do this without him."
That's fine.
And they've already played once this year. And if I'm not mistaken, Ole Miss beat the piss out of them.
Yeah, they did. They beat them by like 35. Yeah. So I put in here, it's Tulane versus no lane. That's my play on word. Pretty funny.
Oh, kudos to you, sir. Kudos.
I said with James Madison, they have no chance. They have zero chance. I put on here Oregon could punt on offense for the first half and just play defense, and they'll be down 21 at half.
I will almost bet you that Oregon starters don't play the fourth quarter.
Guaranteed. If they are, they are not worth being a playoff team.
Yeah.
So the matchups are number 12 James Madison against number 5 Oregon, number 9 Bama against number 8 Oklahoma. Roll Tide.
That could be fun. That could be fun.
Number 11 Tulane, number 6 Ole Miss, number 10 Miami, number 7 A&M. Go Hurricanes.
That could be a fun game. Mm-hmm.
So the winner Miami A&M goes on to play Ohio State. Winner Tulane Ole Miss goes on to play Georgia. Winner Bama Oklahoma goes on to Indiana, and James Madison Oregon goes on to play Texas Tech. So
that's a real, as good a season as Tech had. That's where you're going to find out whether they're real or not.
Yeah,
because Oregon's a talented team.
It's going to be the best team they played all year. It's not even going to be close.
Easily the toughest team they've played this year.
And I mean, once you get past that first round, it's going to be tough. I mean, either way you slice it, it's going to be a tough road to victory. I mean, if A&M wins and they go in to play Ohio State, I think A&M is going to struggle with Miami's defense. I think that defensive line is going to be
Reuben Bain is a problem,
and then that Trey Zoon kid is talking shit.
Their quarterback is Carson Beck. He's not intimidated by going to play at A&M. He played in the SEC with Georgia. He's played in big games like that. That guy's not going to be intimidated.
Nope.
But
and they've got a great offensive line coach, a great offensive line. I mean, they've stubbed their toe. They've lost a few times, but man, Miami is as talented as they come.
Hey, they're a talented crew, man.
Now their problem is sometimes Mario steps on his own pecker. That's what he does. That's his MO. I mean, I'll never forget the Virginia Tech game. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Just kneel the damn ball, dude.
Well, you and I obviously both want to see A&M lose, and
yeah,
I think that could be, to me, I think that could be a very entertaining game. I don't particularly care for either team. I don't really have anything against Miami, but I don't care for either team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that could be an entertaining game. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully Miami just goes in and embarrasses A&M on their home field.
Yep.
But I think is it OU and who's OU playing? Alabama. I think that could be a fun game. OU, they have one of the better defenses in the country, but they barely have a functional offense. John Mateer has not been the same since he hurt his hands. He has not been the same.
He wasn't even really good before that.
He was solid, but he shouldn't have come back and played that Texas game.
What did I tell you? I told you before this season started what was going to happen with him, and I fucking nailed it, man. I'm telling you, his style of play is not going to work in the SEC, and it's going to be the same damn thing next year. He's going to be fine the first 2 or 3 games. You start lighting that kid up, things change. You're playing in the SEC. You're not playing Washington State football anymore. You're not playing JV teams from the Midwest. Like this is the SEC, bro. Like you can't do that crap anymore. So
no, I get it. I agree.
John Mateer, I always said he was a talented kid, but I'm pretty sure, I think it's Brooks Austin. He's pretty well known as he breaks down a lot of film. Good guy. He equated John Mateer's throwing motion to the wacky flailing inflatable tube man. And outside of those, sale signs, they sell tires and stuff. They throw those things out there. His throwing motion.
Well, yeah, it's not great. But the thing is, Bama's young quarterback Ty Simpson has struggled lately too.
Man,
so OU's defense, like I said, they're legit. They are. But
I think the problem with Alabama was, and it's kind of the same problem that Alabama has, right? That Oklahoma has, to their credit, right? They tried to address it, and I talked to my cousin about this. He's an Oklahoma fan. I don't know why he's in my family, but whatever.
I was going to say
he's an Oklahoma fan, but they tried to address the running back position. They tried to go out there and get Jaden Ott. He did not work out for whatever reason. I don't know if it was injuries or what, right? They tried to do it. Alabama hasn't had a running game. Oklahoma really hasn't had a running game.
Which is rare because Alabama usually just cranks out the runners.
Right. So, if they can figure out a way to run the ball, who knows, right? Good thing is with Alabama and Oklahoma's offense being terrible, Kalen DeBoer can scheme up an offense, and Matt Grubbs, he's a great offensive mind. If they can scheme up 21 points, they're going to beat Oklahoma.
I believe so.
I don't think Oklahoma can score 21 points. They might be able to score 15 because they got a good kicker, right? But that's just my opinion. Yeah. So what I did is I went through and I re-ranked the top 10 in the country. All right. So obviously number 1, Indiana. There's not
big win.
There's not a better coach in the country right now than Kurt Cignetti.
I believe you're correct. And people that wondering if Indiana was for real, that showed it right there.
Yeah, he
went out
there.
I think they can do it twice?
We'll see. We'll see. Now, he went out there with less talent and beat a more talented team, and it wasn't even close. He played a physical brand of football, and they won. Like you said, can they do it twice? Now, the thing about this is Ohio State's physical. So is Georgia. So my opinion, like it's either going to be Ohio State or Georgia that you're playing for that national title. And those are 2 of the most physical programs in the country. If you can't if you like, you're going to have at least one more incredibly physical football game on your hands with one of those guys, right?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. So that's number one. Number two, Ohio State. You can't drop them for losing to the number one team in the country, but you did. They were number one. They lost to number two.
They only dropped one spot, though.
They dropped one spot. They've been number one. They basically coast to coast number one, right? Is what it is. Number three, I got Georgia.
Yep.
Georgia has been playing a solid brand of football. They beat the piss out of our Longhorns a few weeks ago. It sucked to watch, but there's no arguing it. It was a close game to the fourth quarter, and then Kirby and his stupid visor and his stupid face, he just beat
it was up 11.
Yeah, onside kicked it up 11 and just made us look stupid, So I can't wait to get back on Georgia because he's going to cry and I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
So Georgia number three, number four Oregon. I think Oregon is a number 4 team in the country. They struggled against Indiana. Indiana kind of beat them pretty soundly.
If I'm not correct, John, I think you have, what is it? Is that 3 of the top 4 teams are from the Big Ten?
Yep. That's 3 of the top 4 are from the Big Ten. Number 5, I got Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is actually ranked number 4 in the college football playoff poll.
They did get it by, yes, sir.
They are ranked 4. Man, them losing to Arizona State, that's inexcusable. I know Sam Leavitt is a stud. And by the way, he's in the portal too. I don't know if you saw that. Sam Leavitt is in the portal. Yeah, he went into the portal. And so is Malik Brown. I would assume. I think I know where he's going.
Where do you think? Sam Leavitt? Where do you think he's going?
I think he's going to go be with old Lane Kiffin.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does for us. I mean, it's possible he could go to Miami too. I mean, that's a possibility. He's an NIL casualty. And, the great part about it was, not to get too off topic, he goes into the portal and then his coach, Kenny Dillingham, shares the post on Twitter and was like, hey, someone's going to get a stud here. Like, dude, how often do you see your own coach sharing that?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, hey, man, go get paid, dude. Like, that's cool.
I saw something the other day, and this is about Kiffin at LSU now. I saw something that made me laugh, and it said he's completed the Coach O circuit.
Oh,
because he's been at SC.
Mm-hmm.
He's been at Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
He's been at USC, Ole Miss. I know he's been at Tennessee and Alabama. I don't know if Coach O was at either one of those places.
I think he was at Arkansas too. I'm talking about Coach O. I think Coach O was at Arkansas for a little bit.
But it's just Lane was like, they said he completed the Coach O circuit and it had all the different. I'm like, this is freaking hilarious. Speaking of that, I want to see somebody give that man. I want to see somebody give that man a shot.
Man, I think his days as a head coach are gone.
I do, but I think he's entertaining as hell.
I
want somebody to hire that guy, and he may end up back at LSU in some capacity. I doubt it, but I wouldn't mind seeing it because it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I love Coach O as a person, but apparently that last year at LSU was a damn circus, man.
Oh, no, he was just
bringing strippers and girlfriends to practice. Yeah,
he had mailed it in. He was partying it up. He had made a lot of money, won a national title. He was living his best life.
He was okay with it, which is fine.
Yep.
All right, number 6, I got Texas A&M. I hate them. I don't like them.
You said they were a fraud.
Yeah, I mean, I got them at number 6. They're 10-1, 11-1, whatever their record is. Doesn't matter anymore. They're 10-1, whatever and 1. I know who gave them their 1. That's all I know.
Fact.
Yes. And then this is where I get controversial, right?
John, are you about to do what I think you're about to do?
I am. I'm going to. I got Texas at number 7. Right?
What?
And the reason I have Texas at number 7 is because I got Miami at 8, Notre Dame at 9, and Oklahoma at 10. I've got Oklahoma at 10 because they don't have an offense. That defense is elite. They should be a playoff team. That's why I have them at 10. That's just 100%. That's why I've got them there. Notre Dame, they were playing hotter than anybody in the country. Their offense was electric towards the end. I think, sorry about that. My work phone just went off. I think their offense was playing hotter than anyone in the country. But they don't play anybody, right? And part of that has to do with the fact that they're an independent and they schedule anybody they can, so that's why they play teams like Pitt late in the year. Not that Pitt's a terrible team, but, they're a middle-of-the-road ACC team, above average. They beat the piss out of Syracuse late. Like, come on, dude. Like, just join a conference, and then you won't have a problem, right?
Yep.
Then you got Miami, which Miami's in the playoff.
Yeah.
I can't put Oklahoma above Texas because Texas beat them by 3 scores. Can't do it. They don't deserve to be ahead of us. They lost to Ole Miss. They lost to us. And, the only other team I don't have in here is Ole Miss. I missed Ole Miss. Ole Miss should be in here. So, But, I was just kind of doing this. Hell, put Ole Miss at 10 and Oklahoma at 12. Because, in my opinion, James Madison shouldn't be in there anyways. So, Tulane, James Madison's out. Oklahoma's in at 11. Tulane's 12. Bam, done. Ole Miss, put Ole Miss at 7 and move Texas down to 8.
The one team you took out, I believe, was Bama, correct? Or did you take?
Yeah, Bama's not ranked because they got embarrassed. Yeah,
they did.
So because I'm stupid and I forgot Ole Miss, so it would be Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Oregon, Tech, A&M, Ole Miss. Then you go Texas, Miami, Notre Dame, Miami, Notre Dame, and then you go. That's 11. Then you go Oklahoma, Tulane. That's the top 12.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Who's going to who do you think's going to win the Heisman, and who do you think should win the Heisman?
Nobody. Fernando Mendoza should win the Heisman, even though I think it's stupid.
He's gonna win.
Yeah, I feel like they want to give it to Diego Pavia.
If you look at his numbers, man, with combined his rushing and passing, he's got some really good numbers, man.
Go get a job as a car salesman. You've been in college for 7 years, dude. They've got that Vandy program. The days of them being a doormat are done, I think. Yeah, they just stole a freaking 5-star from Georgia, man.
They flipped the number 1 quarterback in the country from Georgia because they've got a lot of money at Vanderbilt.
Apparently, his mom was pissed.
Before it was Vandy was only in the SEC to get that conference's grade point average up because, as you well know, it wasn't good.
Yeah,
they added Texas and Oklahoma with good schools, but we're going to see how all this plays out, man.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Have you ever met a single person that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more. 800-240-4587. 800-240